Studio 96. Zaprasza Mateusz Opyrchał.
Hi guys, this is Alle Farben and I had a little talk with Mateusz here for Studio 96.
This is a great honor to have you here, man. Franz Zimmer, Alle Farben. First of all, happy birthday, man.
Thank you. It was Monday and I had a lovely birthday. And it's a good way to celebrate the week to come here first time.
So happy to see you, like first time, as you said. How did you spend your birthday?
At home with friends. I was cooking and friends from outside of Berlin, I'm from Berlin, coming to visit me. So it was a very lovely day.
I'm going to ask you a little bit about your cooking because I know that you love to cook. But first of all, we're here on the occasion of your concert in Poland. How do you like Warsaw so far? Because we had a little chat about that, but you can tell us more about your day in Warsaw, about Poland, because this is your first time.
I mean, I arrived yesterday evening, so it was a late dinner then. But when I get up and start into the city, we had like the perfect weather. To be honest, it's best day to come here first time.
Thank you so much, because we got rain today, so keep the balance, in weather.
Yeah, good for us, good for me to get introduced to this lovely country. And I know so many people listen to my music before, and I have a lot of hits in the radio here, and to come in person here and to see the people you talked like on the internet or had interviews on some ways, it's very nice and feels very right.
Yeah, I was about to ask you, do you even realize, Franz, how much we love your songs in Poland?
Thank you a lot. Yeah, I can see it from time to time, but sometimes it's hard to figure out how good it's going because you're not getting informations always.
Yeah.
And but I can see it like on every YouTube video I posted, there's mostly Polish comments.
That's right.
So that's super cool. And finally I'm here.
It's super cool because we can understand like everything in the bottom of your videos. So
yeah, it's mostly Polish. Yeah, it's, like when I go through the comment section, it's like, wow, okay, I don't understand most of it.
And slowly it's time for another banger from you, from Alle Farben, because Revolution, your latest track, what a catchy dance vibe.
Yeah, nice. Good you say it. I'm glad. And I tried something new with this song. So it was a new project kind of to go more into disco vibe-ish direction. And it was a lot of fun working on this track. But to be honest, this track is 2 years old. And I worked with a singer on it and she wrote it and she said, I don't want to be with my voice on this track. And I was quite sad and tried to find someone else for quite some time. And 3 weeks before the release, she said, I would stay on the track. And now I'm lucky that she stayed on the track and we could release it. And we've been a bit in a rush and the cover shoot was made in one day, the idea one day, and then we're done, and it was a fun project as well.
So you like kept that song in your computer like for 3 years?
Yeah, for 2 years.
2 years.
In my pocket.
Oh my God. Why?
So I tried a lot of singers. I have like the most versions of a song ever on this song because tried different singers, tried different version to avoid the singer, like to make the song different, that it fits to another singer. But in the end, this song fits so good to the singer. So I'm glad we can do it now like this.
People say and people write in the comments that this is like Miley Cyrus double or second, I don't know
singer.
How to say that.
No, it's not Miley Cyrus. I can say this, but I'm not allowed to tell her name like official. So if you're
cannot
looking
do
close,
that. Okay.
If you're looking close, you will find who it is. But she said, please don't tell it to people, and I will promise this.
The fact is, she's got beautiful voice and fits to that song so lovely. And songs from the 80s must have hit you hard, man, before doing that.
Yeah, I was growing up with 80s music. I was born 85, but my brother was born 80, so I was influenced by him. My first two bands are like Depeche Mode and The Cure. That's definitely bands from the 80s.
All right.
And a lot of more sound that influenced me from this time. And yeah, late 80s, early 90s.
Your childhood, that's going to be another theme of our conversation, if you don't mind. But in your style, you love to mix many musical genres, like
Yes.
techno, house, dance, etc. What inspires you the most? Like, what Alle Farben likes the most on daily basis? Like,
I don't go for a genre. I would say like all the people that write the songs with me, like that's mostly the most influential part on my music, because there was a time I liked to work with country musicians. So Bad Ideas was born and Holy came out. So I get influenced by the singers, and I can have the freedom to change my style, to work on different art projects and work on different kind of music. So it's very nice. So I'm not restricted by any voice or by any genre.
okay, so like last 3 songs that you have on your phone.
Last 3, yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
Let me check what's my...
Okay, it's gonna be live, okay. So,
Yeah.
all the Polish singers, I guess.
So you want to... That's my last saved songs. Now it comes. It's Revolution.
Oh my God. Okay.
Then Moments Gone by Fritz Kalkbrenner and Makeba by Jain. This is a TikTok trend at the moment.
All right. Kalkbrenner
So
is a really, really good one.
The Fritz Kalkbrenner.
Yeah.
It was from a chill-out playlist, and that reached out to me, and I said, oh, that's a nice song for me to listen on the road.
All right. And of course, Revolution on the first place.
Sure, you have to save your own songs. Like when you don't believe in your songs, who else will do it? You know.
But it's not like you hate that song already because you heard that like million times.
No, I can still hear it, and there was like this long gap. You know, like there's some songs you find again, like a treasure, old treasure.
Yeah.
And for me, it is like this because it's 2 years old, and then it's like, oh, nice, the song again.
I bet we're gonna vibe to this during our vacation because this is like a summer banger for us.
Summer song, definitely.
Franz, you grew up in Berlin, the city where techno music was raised in 90s. Was this your childhood music? You said that before, but because I heard that your mother showed you some artists on a vinyl.
It was
what was
not,
that?
It was not electronic music in the beginning. Like it was some classic music, it was some musical music, and music from the 60s and 70s. Like
Old school one.
Old school. So my father and my mother influenced me, of course, in the beginning, but I think more my brother. He was more from the 80s and 90s vibe.
So your family home was like full of music.
Yes, we always had music on. If it was not in the room of my brother, it was one of the other rooms had music.
And did you have any musician in your family, or?
Yeah, my brother, he made music. He had bands when he was younger, and he produced as well. But he going from this focus to more the artistical way of painting or making graphic design, and so he didn't do music that much.
And I guess you wanted to follow him because you got it on your mind, like
kind of
artistic plans for yourself. Yeah.
No, I grew up in a completely artistic household. Like my father was an artist. Like he made collage and building stuff from kids' toys and all the stuff. Like when he died, I put it all in my cellar. So I have a whole art gallery in my cellar, and I'm curious when is the right time to put this out of my cellar.
That's so nice. That's so nice. And during your high school, you worked as a confectioner. Is that true?
Yeah, I did patisserie for 3 years, 3.5 years.
Sounds great.
Just sweets for all the people, but that was not my focus. Like I love to do it, but I was happy when I went out there and worked something different, because I worked in a very small kitchen, to imagine, yeah, and there are like 4 ovens in a small room, and we don't have like a real aircon or whatever. So it's always 40, 50 degrees and it smells like old fat. So it was horrible to go there every day. Everything what came out of this kitchen was nice and tasteful, except for me. I had this old clothes with me, like smell like smell like burnt sugar and old fat. And I was happy to change the situation. But for the years it was great, because I was my own boss kind of in this kitchen. I just had to finish the cakes by time.
That's funny what you said, because I was about to say that every girl loved you being a confectioner, but about that smell, I don't think so.
You have it in your hair everywhere. So I think it was kind of illegal to have this kitchen without air condition, but I liked the job and I had my job, and so I'm fine with it and not telling anyone like, oh, that's not okay. So
But on the other hand, smells like a proper techno club full of sweaty people during 90s.
yeah, I mean, that's on the other hand also a smelly place, yes.
What about smelly places? Because you first started DJing when you were 17, 16, 17?
17.
All right. Then you worked as a producer. But do you remember your first DJ set? First ever?
First ever DJ set. It was at the birthday party of a friend. And so I had 2 CDJs and 1 vinyl player. So, and I try to mix as good as I can, but there's actually no chance that you can just put track on track. But that was very cool time, because after this, I played on every birthday, on friends' houses and whatever. And then finally in the public, someone in my house, or in the house from my mother, had like a little shop, and we had this street parade next to the shop.
Okay.
And I was allowed to play there, and that was a kickoff, because someone see me there and said, "Oh, I like your music, and we have like a little bar with a dance floor.
Come join us, yeah."
So come join us. And 3 weeks later, I was a resident of this little bar, and I played every week, so I get a lot of experience to play, and had time to work on my DJ sets and time to work on my style, and that was a kickoff for the career.
Sounds like an American dream, isn't it?
Yeah. I washed in the kitchen a lot of plates.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the story was not easy. Yeah, it was a long and hard story to become successful DJ. I think there was 10 years in between before I can say, now I can live from it.
I bet you have any crazy stories from touring, like for 10 years.
Sure.
Yeah? So the most crazy one.
Most crazy from touring?
Yeah.
Wow, that's very hard to... there was like once, like we had on my rider, like rider means like what I need in a backstage, like there's fruits and some drinks and then postcards, and then there's a unique item from the region. So that means sometimes you get honey, sometimes you get some sausages, whatever, like nice stuff, treats, but sometimes you get crazy stuff. And we get there was a part of a building from the region, but it looked like a hand grenade. And it was massive metal.
Oh my God.
And it was massive metal. Mm-hmm. So when we went to the airport and then think about it, and then have this hand grenade in my bag, looks like a hand grenade, and the police came and stand up for whoa, what you have here.
Really?
With the police on the airport, it happened from time to time. Like also I have like allergy pills, and they get crashed in my pocket, and then have white powder in my pocket. So stuff like this happened on the airport from time to time. And craziest thing on stage was that my electricity turned off just on my pult, and my microphone as well.
During the set?
During the set. So water went into the electricity. So we had a total fallout on stage, but not off stage. Like that means like the whole stage was still with lights, and as well the other side, like my singer and the trumpet player had energy. So the microphones are going. And it was wild because I was playing, at this moment, I was playing Little Hollywood, and this guy singing it was on stage. And he sang it and then turned around to me and like, what the fuck, guy, why you turned off the music? And then he reckoned, okay, oh fuck, that's not on purpose. He sing along. And the trumpet player is also in the song, so he was prepared. He come on stage, he was jamming with him, and I have a third person on stage, so a singer. He made beatbox, and we had 7 minutes time with a total show. It's also on YouTube, and the people thought, because it's so perfect, it worked so good, that people thought that's even not true. Like they faked the electricity fallout. And it was a crazy story. But you can see the fear in my eyes. You can see I'm really
I can imagine that.
Yeah.
I have to ask you about your another hobby, about cooking. Because you got another profile on Instagram, Alle Farben Kitchen. So great. I got so many, like you inspired me, man, for dinner, like weekend dinner. So I'm going to have crazy Saturday tomorrow in the kitchen. How cool is that to be like a chef also?
As you know, my story begins like with I worked in a patisserie. And I love to cook, but like for friends, for me, like, but not big. And so I became not bad because I was interested in cooking, but I never went like very good. And then it was 2 years pandemic, and I said, okay, now I have time. What I always wanted to do in my life was become a better chef. And then in the beginning, I learned every day one technique. So I
every day one. Okay.
Yeah. So from a sauce to like sous vide, or then even like the very special stuff like the chemical kitchen, like when you have some drops in ice, whatever. And it was a fun time because I spent a lot of time in the kitchen, and it was very experimental in the end. But the cool thing is, it turned out I became very good.
Really good. Really good.
It was 2 years cooking. It's like I had like you normal school of cooking.
So the family, the friends also love to hang out with you at your home because they know you're gonna cook.
Yeah, every weekend I did what I learned during the week. I had like a 5-course dinner with my friends.
That's crazy. That's so crazy. So what about food? What about the food list, the wish list?
Here? We eat pierogi, and so of course, and this little potato pancakes. They was always also nice.
Yeah, placki.
Placki, yes, we had placki and pierogi, and I had some duck, but it was not from the region. But I like to try the food from the places where I am, and I did so far, and it was very good.
Ladies and gentlemen, Franz Zimmer, Alle Farben on RMF FM. Thank you so much. Have a good one in Poland, man.
Thank you a lot.